day, all. Ira Epstein of Linn and Associates with your metals market update, and this is for Monday, the 25th of March, 2019, about 4:33 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Good day in the metal markets, at the expense slightly of the dollar, but more what it's at the expense of is the inversion of the curve yield and the continued gains in futures. Where now, by the way, if you watch the Fed Watch page from the CME group, they've already got a 62% chance of a Fed rate cut in September, and now up to 75%. This is how the traders are betting in these right now, 75% in December. So as that's coming through, it's giving mixed signals and taking away headwinds in the gold. If we look at the weekly chart, you're coming up and getting very close to the highest close that we had at $13.29. You're about $7 away. We're in a bit of a resistance area, so you got to keep that in the back of your mind. As the market has climbed up a little bit here, you can see that wall of worry and how the market has just followed the higher highs, higher lows scenario. Now, we're well over the 18-day average of closes, which I call the line in the sand. And when you're over it, gives the bias of the market to the upside. You're also over the 100-day average, and you're right into resistance at the upper Bollinger Band. If I step back here, you can see Bollinger Bands have a way of containing price action over them. And that's because 95% of the time the market will stay within them. It's an algorithm designed to do that, be it on the bottom side or the top side. So when you first hit it, I call that a resistance zone to the upside, support zone to the bottom. It does not mean you can't work lower, you can't work higher. What's working against the market, of course, is that you've had a rally. Look at how wide this band is. You've come all the way up from there. That works against it. What's working for it? Mentality, psychology. What's going on with people getting nervous about world curve yields going down, real interest rates falling, and slowdown talk everywhere. When we come to momentum, you have the combination of hitting the upper Bollinger Band resistance and you are overbought. Now, when we come over to GLD, it's the same setup. It's come the same way up. It's hit the upper Bollinger Band, run into some resistance and overbought, trend up. In GDX, the market is now soared back up into the resistance where it failed at once before. This is the first challenge again of that. I don't think I can get to it, unfortunately. I'm trying to get back. There we go. You can see that's the first challenge of that upper Bollinger Band, and that's often where professionals take some money off the table first time it occurs. The gold-silver ratio, I'd like to see it slipping under that red line, this 18-day moving average, because it would make the other metals become more valuable against the gold. And typically, if you get a bull market in metals, you want base metals to be participating. In the silver market, we certainly have the pattern of higher lows, higher highs. Again, you're overbought. You haven't hit the resistance zone yet. It's probably going to come into the 50, 60 area. If you look, silver has been falling about, in fact, right here was 12 cents. Now it's 6 cents. So the narrower it's getting, you might get a 3-cent drop tonight right when you reopen that. Something in the 15, 60 area might become the resistance of that. In the copper market, without a U.S.-Chinese deal, there's weight on this market. Now, it did its very best today to get and close right by the lower Bollinger Band, but we keep hearing pushback from China. We need to get our Secretary of Treasury, Mr. Mnuchin, and our trade rep Lighthizer there. They're going to China this week, see what they can do. And next week, the Chinese arrive in America, but it's getting to be a more difficult, drawn-out affair. It's almost like the Mueller report. It took forever to get it released, and when it did come out, it had, by the way, the impact on the market of about 10 minutes, and then it was just gone. The market was thinking other things. As you look at the platinum, you've been in one of these vertical rises. This is a lower low right here. Then you rallied all the way up, and now you're pulling back towards that 18-day average, looking for an area of support. You got today to 846.60, about $1 away from it, and bounced very hard away from that number. In the palladium, I pointed out, I think repeatedly, that each time this market has come down to this 18-day average of closes, it seems to be the pros are waiting for the market and saying, okay, you haven't been able to get to a lower Bollinger Band in this whole time. I'll take a stab at you, and that seems to be what's going on. Resistance is up at the upper Bollinger Band number at 1569.70, support 1509, but you have an overbought market, and I always pay attention to that. Last, the dollar index. For 3 days now, the dollar's been fighting at the 18-day average of closes, what I do call that line in the sand. And the market is caught because behind the market is the fact that the Fed is taking an easy money policy. In front of the market, you've got worries about what goes on in the dollar index in terms of an economic slowing. We have a slew of economic reports this week. It'll probably impact that market. Now, should this market get up and over 96.29, for the moment at least, you would have higher lows, higher highs. You could argue that you're back in an uptrend. The bears probably want to keep the market contained at 96.15, trying to push the market back down to the 100-day average of closes. We'll see what goes. I did my special report. Now, remember what I told you in these reports. Now, I'm not writing. I'm doing them as videos. And what I'm doing is I'm putting in all the chart analysis that I can think of in there to help you get going. This particular one is going to be, and I didn't do the price counts, but I did seasonal charts, so I worked with the Moore Research Center. This one's just on gold. Then as we keep going on the reports, what you'll find out that I'm doing the monthly charts, the weekly charts, giving you an analysis as to what I think is going on and where this market might be headed. So to get my metal market report, here's all you have to do. You can go to our website, and under the word, and you'll see it, research, go into that area. For those of you that have already seen my other videos, go into the video section, click on the gold report, and away you go. You can always call my staff for help, and I'm Ira Epstein.